Let's see if he's still got the power to finish this off.
Lighting it up, Jonas Aguirre comes out of the pack here, wanted to get into the corner first of all, does so. Just wondering now when Lipovic is going to light it up again. He actually did push on out of this group, don't forget, and then they bridged over to him. So he's thinking, well, if the best I can get is second place, I'm just going to sit within this group because I know I can leave it behind. I've already done this earlier on. Clever stuff by Lipovic.
Yeah, as I said, perhaps the tactics there with Roglic behind. He's been told he's allowed to sort of sit there and wait, and then in that final kilometre we might see him accelerate once the gradients go up again into double figures.
Certainly will. Here we are, and he comes to the fore right now. Alex Baudin just tucked in. This is Jonas Aguirre, who's an exceptional finisher in the autumn of his career now, I guess you might say. Aguirre is 37 years of age, but he's done a job in the Basque Country so many times. He won it, of course, in 2019. I remember calling him in, and he just starts to nudge to the front right now. Double checks over his shoulders. Skelmorza. He's going to have somebody on his wheel, and that man is going to be, I'm afraid for him, Florian Lipovic. Meanwhile, if they hang around much longer, they may well be joined. It looks like a decent gap to the phalanx of Astana boys, the XDS boys. Three of them, Champazin, Higuita and Tejada. They still can't decide on pecking order within this group, but it's 1:20, so already Seixas has that margin. He's going to get over 1.5 minutes. This is absolutely remarkable. When you have this happening behind you and this man with this much space, he picks all his apexes. He's going to bring this one home. And Paul Seixas is, well, an exceptional talent that has, thankfully for France, I guess, and cycling in general, has been revealed as a potential challenge even at the very highest level. It's a lot to say about a 19-year-old, but you look at who's in his wake today, and it's a wake-up call for absolutely everybody. Don't forget, there's a lot of rivals here who are still relatively fresh after what has been the early part of the season. The main body of the season is still to come, but this man, he's been kept, I guess, as fresh as they possibly can. But it can be a test for anyone who's in charge of a man and a talent like this, just to keep him on a slightly shorter leash. Don't forget, he was run up on Strade Bianche to none other than Tadej Pogačar, the nearest man to him. He beat Del Toro that day. He won the Flaun Ardèche. He won, of course, our stage here earlier, the time trial, and he's going to win again today. 1:22. Back to the chasers, and they're going to recoalesce, I'm afraid, behind. And Skelmors, Lipovic, Utebrecht, Izaguirre and Baudin going to be joined by Champazin, Higuita, Tejada and Primoz Roglic in the vanguard. Isaac Del Toro is part of that group as well, the Mexican champion. They're going to bridge over, but nobody can bridge to this man. And in fact, there's not even an ambition to do so. It's about how you finish this one in second place. Oh, don't go wrong here. And he takes it. Here we go, up the final test. In fact, that was not as well marked as it possibly could have been. I still hope he's on the right road. I'm sure he is. And here we are. There's the Flamme Rouge just up ahead of him. A few twists and turns to be dealt with once he gets through it. Just describe the road home, Steve, after this.
So this when they go right, it's 1.2. So we're in the final K now. So 8% average with ramps of 13% on this kind of road all the way to the finish.
What about the turns? All the way to the line, because these guys are going to have to box every single one of them.
Yeah, well, it's uphill, so the turns aren't a massive factor.
Well, you said that, but Strade Bianche women's race, you should have seen the turns at the very end. Anyway, I get what you mean. There is a couple of turns, the right and a left, and don't really unwind until the last 175 metres. That's when you might get sight of a finish line, but you've got 12% to get yourself up to the top. But this man is going to have all the view that he possibly could want for here. The road shilly-shallies just a little bit. You can see it picking up almost like a wall in front of him. And what about in front of these guys? Well, they've got a battle for second place, essentially. Could be a bit of cat and mousing. It possibly explains that gap, but they've got more company here. Here's Del Toro just getting back in, and they fear him, and so they've kicked on just up ahead, and it looks like the first move has been made here by Manis Skelmos, who's kicked on. Can't quite see it, but we'll get back to that in a few moments time. Meanwhile, the crowds here, they've got their hero. and quite frankly cycling has as well in Paul Seixas. He takes these last couple of turns. He's still got a couple, a little flick-flack to be dealt with. The road bends towards the left, then to the right, and finally it will unwind for him. Meanwhile, the pace that was put on, as you saw a few moments ago, by Florian Lipovitz, has been matched by these guys. Jonas Aguirre has got a fantastic kick in this kind of circumstance. Here comes Roglic bridging over. He wants to play the game as well. He's going to be part of that phalanx, and if Roglic can invoke the sort of finishing that he used to produce in Catalonia, and indeed here in the past, then don't discount him for a podium place. They know this, so they don't want him around, and Chan Utebrooks just kicks on. He's got Jonas Aguirre going on his back wheel. They don't want company. That's Roglic stalking them into the barriered section right now, and it's Seixas who's going to come home and win by a country mile yet again. After dominating the time trial, he's done it yet again on the first road racing proper that we've had here, stage 2 of the Basque Country. All he's going to do is magnify his greatness, and he wants every single second out of it. This is a one-man, one-up sprint right now, and Paul Seixas is going to make this race his own. How on earth do you stop him? There is no day still to come where he is going to be overcome, because the margin is enormous. He brings it in. Paul Seixas, a phenomenon. The teenager does it once more. Thinks about his celebration only after the line. How wise is that? Offers up a little heart-shaped hand gesture to absolutely everybody, and the world of cycling sends it back to him. Fantastic. We look further back down the mountain, 500 meters to go, and we've got a big old sprint just about to be revealed to us. That Del Toro, I'm afraid, is in the wrong place at the moment. He's off the back. That's Baudin's wheel. He can see, tries to make amends. He doesn't want any gaps out there, but there are some. And here we go, the big grind. Lipovitz is in the vanguard. So indeed, it's Primož Roglic kind of stalking, running out of meters so far. Roglic has just got back onto this group, and Skelmoser picks it up for Little Trek. He goes on the inside. Alex Baudin follows him, trying to come around the outside of Chan Utebrooks. It is a full-on sprint through the twists and turns here. We might be going up, but there's elbows potentially involved. Check this out. Can't get on the inside. Over the top comes Chan Utebrooks. Has to double-check Skelmos here. Skelmos responds brilliantly. Tries to come around the outside, but he's trapped on the inside again. Door being slammed shut. This is brilliant. This is the battle for second place, however, as you can see. And there's an awful lot of time has already been put on the board here. What a gap it is. It's going to be on the throw between this pair, and finally he gets a chance of a clean view here, Skelmoser, and it looks like it's going to be he that gets those seconds, and Roglic gets the podium on the day as well. What an amazing finale that was. What a day, what a run for the line, and what a winner.